More shapes. I'm going to put a couple things out here and just show you guys anti-spin flowers, in-spin flowers, leave it pretty simple. And then the next one I'm going to go over linear extensions and kind of linear isolations and talk about slides and glides and how to put those patterns together. Because the weedy patterns I showed you, if you fuck with them enough, it'll teach you how to get naturally into these like side weave, which is like a front side waist wrap. It'll teach you into that, but we're not going to go over that yet. So basic anti-spins. So you can do them two different ways. You can do it inside grip where palm is towards you. It's a little weirder. And we'll start with that one being the hardest, okay? So we can do two things in two ways in this. You can take it from palm facing inwards, rotate your wrist over, and that hits the anti-spin, right? And it's the same thing the other way, but you have to flip with your pinky a little bit to go inside the space between my arms and do that anti-spin out. You anti-spin out, you anti-spin up, right? So at each point, you're rotating and pointing that middle wick out. It's the same here. This one's a bitch. Like this one you have to like fling backwards and get up. So that one is the hardest anti-spin. This way it's much easier because it goes down, right? So we start at the bottom, we point out to our left, it goes in between our arms up, and we let it drop and slide out to our right, and then we just rotate our wrist down. That's anti-spin A. Give it to you guys from this direction. So it's out, up, over, and back down. Again, one more time. Out, up, over, back down. So something to pay attention to with your anti-spins is you always want them to be pointing out, 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 out. It'll always come inside the arms, like inside this space inside here, and out. Whereas in-spin will do it for a beat, but it's going to always extend and go around. So the other anti-spin with palm flat is the same thing. You take a palm flat down, and you're going to use your pinky, your thumb. Maybe on the doodles, you're just going to let go of your grip enough to get a little bit of a wick, but you're just going to spin it and point out. So again, that goes inside and out, and then it's going to go inside and up, and then inside and down, and then turn your wrist over. And from here to here, this is a spot that's weird for people. So that's maybe something to drill, is just that bottom side, hitting that anti-spin and just trying to hit it, anti-spin and put it back to where it is. Bam, like that-ish. So that's anti-spins. Pretty crazy, pretty simple. The reason why I taught you both directions is because what you're gonna wanna do is learn how to turn 360 in them. So you're gonna basically start with, one side and hit anti-spin here, and then you're gonna go up here, and then down there, and then down. And so I'll teach you how to turn 360 in the anti-spins. One more time. Start here. I rotate my hand over. I turn my body all the way to my side. And then I'm going to go inside and up as I turn. So I'm going to turn inside up. That's the top of the anti-spin. And then as I turn, I'm going to let it slide down and out, and then slide down. It's the same thing the other way. But you just push out to your right. And as you turn, you're going to swing it up inside your arm. And as you turn, it's going to slide out. And then as you turn back, it's going to come towards your face, in and down. And it ends in a very awkward position. See how my hands like wrists turned in? So there's not much you can do about that. It's not very comfortable, but you'll need to know these if you're going to turn around them. Stars. Stars is another anti-spin shape. So if you take your fan and grip it either down like this, you can see it. So not this grip, but this grip. So when you grip that, all you're going to do is take this backhand and you're going to hit 1, 2, 3, 4 points again, right? So point 1, point 2, point 3, point 4. Now it slides. It definitely isolates and kind of glides on my wrist. So right here, I'm just turning my wrist. And right here, I'm just pushing up. But as soon as I push up, I'm rotating my fingers inside the fan. And then I just rotate my hands over. And then when it goes down, I'm just letting it slide on my hands back to base. So that's your basic star pattern. Right? Bam, bam, bam. So extensions. Extensions are something to learn because this is kind of like in the shape matrix of all the VTG bullshit. All it is just spinning in a big circle and I just let it glide on my hand. So it just glides between my fingers on the back. So it glides between the front and back of my fingers as it's going through the patterns. I'll do a smaller one to see if you can see it better. But you want to do two things. You want to do big circles, as big as you can, and trying to maintain that wall plane, and then smaller circles in front of you as best you can. And it's not just spinning it. It's actually trying to create a circle all the way around in front of me. Now, in-spins. So this is what we'll teach you how to do in-spin pedals, right? So at each point, 4 points, top, bottom, left, and right. You can use a clock, you can use a box, a diamond, whatever shape you need to basically go the top, bottom, left, and right. We'll primarily start at neutral at the base or some other side, but an in spin is literally hold it here, spin it thumb side towards you around a circle. That's one. Raise your hand up top, spin it around a circle. It should be pointing back up top. That's two. To your left, spin it in a circle, stop, go down to the bottom. You'll have to like do a regrip switch, and then same thing, circle, stop. And the point of that is like get the idea in your head of basically going through each point. This is the same with poi, this is the same with hoops, all the other stuff. This is all that weird VTG shape shit, but it all builds up later on. So if you do it in an exercise, work on your left and right point. So do point A, extend over, point B, extend through the bottom. Again, 1, 2, all the way around. And then do the same top and bottom. There's 1, there's 2, 1, 2. And grind that as much. It's awkward at the bottom, and try and grind it both ways, but it's definitely weirder to go the opposite way because you have to do weird shit to come back around it. But it's doable. So that's in spins and anti-spins. And then that'll be enough for that shapes. I don't really need to go any more shapes beyond that. But something to think about is to start with the idea of holding like both hands out and extend over, do an inside out, extend over, inside out, or extend over and try to spin it on the back of your fingers and then extend it through to the other side and then go to the other side, spin it or reel it, either or, to the other side, bam. And I'll go over like some of that reel dynamics later on. But that's something you want to get used to, is just playing with these ideas, playing with them in the same time as well as other times. Shapes, yes.